Hey everybody, welcome back. I am your host, Trish Hunt, and again, you're watching The Hunt. I am with my guest, CocoVinny Zaldivar. I am so excited to have you here. He is the Chief Coconut in charge of everything officer, right, at Coco Taps. So it's so great to have you here, Vinny. So we met recently, and you were just so vivacious and roaring into where we were in Orlando, and with your ukulele, and just ready to share your journey with a group of folks. So I'm so excited to now be able to share your journey with our guests as well and our viewers. So so let's just jump right in. So, well, first of all, when I met you, you had a ukulele in your hand, and you were, and I've seen some of your stuff otherwise, and you're actually a really good singer.
Well, thanks. Well, thanks for having me on the show. This studio is unreal. I love it.
Yeah,
Thanks for, it's
of
so beautiful
course,
here.
we're so happy. Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, so I come into the stage usually with the ukulele song, and I love singing. I love playing piano, and I'm just all about music. So I'm really excited to be here and share the story.
Yeah, well, it's super fun and super inviting. So let's talk about Coco Taps. So how did you get started?
Okay,
with
so
coconuts?
I did
Coconut
not
water.
like coconuts at all. You know,
Okay.
back in the day growing up, I hated German chocolate cake with the shredded coconuts, and I thought I hated coconuts, period. When I drank the packaged processed coconut water, I didn't like it.
Okay.
So I was training for an Ironman in Hawaii. I did a half Ironman in Kona, and everybody's drinking the packaged stuff. I didn't like it, and then I see trash all over the roads, you know, these little Tetra Packs and just plastic and junk. So when I had it fresh from the coconut, I was like, wait a second, that's not the same stuff. So it turns out I would go to the store and get little racks of coconuts, and I had a knife and hammer, and I'd cut open the top, drink them, eat the meat, and before and after my workouts, it was awesome. It's like the best. I call it God's Gatorade. So
Because it's full of electrolytes,
everything
right?
you need,
Like,
magnesium, potassium, calcium,
yeah.
all the goodness. So that's where it started, and now it's turned into a full-on mission to, you know, help people and planet. So we're the first zero waste certified company in Vegas. We've got just places opening up everywhere, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, California. We're growing. So
that is really fascinating. I mean, so let's just talk through for a second. So how do you go from having an idea about, you know, okay, I like, you know, the idea of the coconut water, but I don't like this. So how do you move from the idea to getting on Shark Tank?
well, it's one check writing at a time, and you're just, you don't have a plan. I mean, you can't really make a plan for something that doesn't exist. You can think you know what's coming, but I say just fail forward fast and take action daily. I was literally, you know, banging away my head on the wall every day. How do we find a manufacturer for this, or how do we get this done in the USA and not go to China? And just every problem, you just keep solving it.
Yeah.
So from idea to the market, then you go find your customer, figure out who your, you know, who's your customer. Not your product is not made for everybody. So don't try and get everybody. You just find your peoples.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point, because I think there's some coconut water that is sweetened and some is unsweetened, right? And then you have, you know, some in bottles, but then you've created this. This is a real coconut.
It's a real coconut from the tree to your lips. There's no packaging processing. This is Mother Nature's packaging. All we do is brand it, tap it, ship it and dip it. I tell them, slap, tap, rip, dip, and ship. So this is literally, the cap and the tap is not plastic either. We just got our patent for,
Nice.
this formula is made out of corn flour, and it's fully compostable.
Oh my gosh.
You should try one.
Yeah,
It's
I will.
compostable, biodegradable. Have you ever tried one of these?
I'm gonna do it right now.
All right.
Oh my goodness, that is delicious. Absolutely.
That's the freshest
Amazing.
coconut water you can have, and that's why I started this whole deal, because I wanted that.
Yeah, because there are some brands on the market that are, but they're not fully sustainable. And I think that's the other part of what you do, and your passion is around sustainability.
Right.
Right? So let's dive in for a second. Let's talk about Shark Tank.
Okay.
Okay, like I mean, because I'm sure I mean, if you're like me, you're like,
So-
what is that? How do you get on that? Like, what's that process?
So I went to 2 different open calls, and you
Okay.
stand in lines with thousands of people.
Okay.
And it's your whole day. And the first time I tried out, so to speak, I got callbacks, and then
And did you have the prototype ready?
I had
Was
the
it this
tapped.
product?
I had the tapped coconut,
Okay.
and also the Coco Taps toolkit. I made a toolkit first.
Yes. Okay.
So people could actually do it themselves, but it's still hard to do because you have to saw through the coconut. And
Right.
anyways, I made it so easy. You just grab and go. So
Yeah, because when people are thirsty, they
so
want immediate
when I finally got the call back, there was all this paperwork, and so we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of hours of work to get through all this stuff.
Oh my goodness.
And then the callbacks, and then they have you film videos, and there's so much to do. It took me 2 years to get on the show. And then I had to audition 2 different times.
Oh my goodness.
One in LA, one in Vegas. Their open auditions are all over. I beat like 50,000 applicants the first round.
Incredible.
And then another 50,000 the second round. So I mean, in
So
essence,
all throughout that process, you're
Building my
encouraged, you're
business.
still building your business, you're
Yeah.
still moving forward, selling it where you can, talking to distributors, but still waiting for this opportunity that might accelerate
yeah,
your mission.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that was 2017.
Okay.
If you guys want to watch it, it's season 9, episode 12.
Awesome.
So
Good.
that was an experience.
Yeah.
So it's a funny story. You practice your pitch, you go to the line, and then they say go. But for me, because I played the ukulele in my pitch, they had a rolling camera come in, and it was that moment when I realized I had never walked and sang and strummed the ukulele before in my life. And the camera went on, and they go, and I was like, holy, I didn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And so I had to figure it out, trial by fire.
Spot.
And they're like, we're not redoing anything. If you mess up, keep going. And I was like, all right. And I got through it.
Of course you did. Yeah.
they all-
It's like in your blood to get through, right? But
Well, yeah. And then they all made excuses. They didn't do it, which I was extremely hurt and disappointed by that. But I didn't want to just walk out of the tank, tail between legs.
yeah.
So I grabbed my ukulele and I sang and learned how to walk out backwards. So I came in
for you.
front and then I went out singing too. So it was a wild pitch. It was
Such
good.
a great attitude.
It was
yeah.
fun.
So this product, it's not your normal bottle of water, right? So there's some novelty to it. I'm
Yep.
sure your
Yeah.
customers love that. So talk about your business model is theme parks, resorts.
Yeah, our goal is to
Novelty.
start high-end resorts, theme parks, cruise ships.
Mm-hmm.
Just landed a really nice cruise ship project that we're excited about with.
Do you want to talk about that for a minute? Who's it with?
It's with one of the largest cruise ships
Great.
out there,
Okay.
as well as Bacardi is a partner with us. So they're going to
Awesome.
put the rum in the coconut. If you ever have this with some Bacardi, lime, or also there's a brand that we've been trying with. It's called it's a peanut butter whiskey, and it is unreal that you put
With
that in there.
coconut
We
water?
call it the cocoa butter, and it's really good. So
I see a cookbook coming on, or
yeah,
a drink
we have a
mixology book.
CocoVinny, Coco cocktail book, and all that. Yeah, so
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's really exciting what's going on with how the business is growing and everything.
So exciting. Yeah, so talk to me about
Yeah.
just during COVID. So you started this in 2017, but then
Mm-hmm.
we've actually, had COVID in the last, 2 years of a little bit of delays and
Yeah.
challenges across all supply chains, really.
Yeah.
So how did that impact CocoTaps?
We almost went under. Like
Oh, goodness.
95% of our revenue was resorts in Vegas, and
Right, with nobody
the
traveling,
tourism.
nobody's buying.
that was gone.
Okay.
So we literally took it to the streets.
Yeah.
I partnered with New Life Beginnings. We took the Coco vans that we usually deliver to hotels with, and we park them out, and we actually sell and raise money for the shelter, because domestic violence and all this stuff has been going up during COVID. So we were literally selling to the people in the streets. I call it Coco guerrilla marketing. I mean, we were out there. We were just talking to the people and spreading the story and sharing the vision. So that has turned into a whole fundraising mission. So every weekend we're out there. We're at the Vegas sign. We're at the Bluff over in Long Beach. We're starting to set up in different places to get the shelter some help and plant trees too.
Awesome. And so where can people find you now? Like if they wanted to go purchase some or just follow you, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
So if you go on Instagram, just CocoTaps for you, at Twitter as well as Facebook, you can reach me, CocoVinny, CocoVinny, and we're
all on Instagram, all social media
easy to find.
platforms.
If you just Google us, we're easy to reach.
That's amazing.
And we're in all the resorts in Vegas, so if you're at MGM, Bellagio, Wynn, Cosmopolitan, we're in all the resorts. So
fantastic. So we only have a few seconds left here, but anything in the future like to look forward to?
Yeah, so come down to Miami, Costa Rica, go visit us. But this is growing. We're helping the world, and one coconut at a time. Coco love.
Amazing. So happy for you.
Thank you.
So
Thanks,
good.
Trish.
All right, so we are wrapping up with Vinny here. You're watching The Hunt, and we'll be right back. Thank you.